back to the channel. My name is Thabi. So in yesterday's video we looked at drugstore cleansers that are effective and we kept the bar at just under 140 rands. Today I wanted us to have a look at toners, but I've shifted the bar a little because toners are a leave-on product and I feel like you have to invest just a little with a toner to get a better quality product. Toners are one of those things that you can definitely skip in your routine, but if you want a toner, then you can definitely get a toner. If you have the budget for it, you can definitely get a toner. However, there's been many experts that have come on and told us that toners is one of those steps that you actually just don't need. But I understand that sometimes we don't do things because we need to do things, but we do things because they make us feel good. And toners, I believe, is one of those things for many of you. So you like toners and we're going to discuss toners. There's two types of toners, well, those that I know of anyways. There's the hydrating toners, which you can wear every day. And then there is the exfoliating toners, which you'll have to alternate the days with which you wear or apply or use those toners. So without wasting any more time, let's just jump into this. I don't use toners much, so the list is going to be very short. The first one that is up on my list when it comes to hydrating toners is the Eucerin Dermatoclean Hyaluronic Toner. Now that is a toner with hyaluronic acid, a couple of other conditioning ingredients, but it is free of fragrance and it's also free of denatured alcohol. We're gonna get to discussing denatured alcohol later when we discuss exfoliating toners. Now that is one of the best hydrating toners that I would definitely, if you want a toner, I'd have you purchase, because like I said, it's fragrance free and it is free of denatured alcohol. I don't care much for toners because they are potentially a step in your routine that can cause or be the source of irritation for your skin. So with this toner, I don't foresee much irritation. There's not many ingredients that could possibly purge or break out your skin in an uncomfortable manner. It's just a basic ingredients list with mainly hyaluronic acid. So that's going to be an additional boost of hydration for your skin. So that's the one I would definitely have you try, and that's the one that's at the top of my recommendations list. And then the two that are coming are just gonna have fragrance because there's just very little with no fragrance out there at the drugstore. Companies are just not yet making products with no fragrance. Most of the products just a fragrance, so it is what it is. The second one that I'd rather have you try is the Sebum Clear Face Toner. Now this one has panthenol, which is a humectant. It also has allantoin, which is a healing ingredient on the skin. Panthenol can also have a healing role on your skin, and then it goes on to have a number of other conditioning ingredients, and then it has lactic acid just after fragrance. Lactic acid would usually be an exfoliating agent, a gentle exfoliant. It is an AHA and it is a very gentle exfoliant. However, at where it's at in this formulation, I don't think it's gonna have that much benefit as far as exfoliating your skin. I think it's just here to perhaps be another humectant and a moisturizing ingredient, or even a pH stabilizer. I'm looking at where it's at. Again, I'm not an expert, but sometimes an ingredient will have a different function depending on where it is placed on the ingredients list, and it coming after the perfume means that it's somewhere around the 1% mark, so it's not going to have much exfoliating properties for you, or much exfoliating benefits for you, if I can even put it that way. So I wouldn't really worry much about the lactic acid, or maybe have it be the one ingredient that makes you buy this product, because I don't think it's going to have that. It's going to impart those benefits on your skin. However, it is still a hydrating toner that's going to be a lot more, I don't know, healing on your skin. It unfortunately has fragrance, but and L'Oreal also has a vitamin C infused refreshing toner. It's called, let me just read quickly, it's called the L'Oreal Age Perfect Refreshing Toner. It has glycerin, a humectant, and it also has a couple of other conditioning agents and fragrance. It's not the best, but if you want to have a toner in your routine, this is just going to be one of those that make you feel good. So those are the three that I have for hydrating toners. And like I said, the only one that I would prefer you bought was the Eucerin one, with with minimal to no irritation at all, because it does not have those potentially irritating ingredients in that formula. Moving on to exfoliating toners. Exfoliating toners are toners that you can't use every day. You'll have to choose on which days you use them. They have acids in them, they have actives in them, and these are ingredients that you can't, well, you can if your skin can tolerate it, but for most people they can't use them every day, because that tends to be a step that again is going to be damaging to a skin barrier if you overdo it. Like with everything else, just everything in moderation. This is especially true when it comes to exfoliating toners. I have two. The first one I have for you is the Eucerin Dermatopurifying toner. This is a lactic acid based toner with alcohol. Lactic acid, like I said, we were discussing the Sebum one, is an HA, and it's an exfoliating ingredient. It has the potential to help you clear those dark spot and sun damage on your skin over time. It is a gentle exfoliant, so it's going to take its time, which is a good thing, because sometimes if an ingredient is gentle on the skin, it minimizes the potential for irritation. The more effective the ingredient it is, the higher the chances of irritation. So sometimes it is good to have that gentle ingredient that's gonna work on your problem areas over time. I mean, who is in a rush? Who's in a rush here? This also has alcohol, one of the most vilified ingredients in skincare. I use a toner with alcohol, and I haven't found it to be drying. I know that sometimes some people can react negatively to alcohol, but I feel like sometimes other people just go into a product with alcohol already with a negative mindset, and then they expect it to be drying, and they also do not moisturize properly. With that knowledge, they don't moisturize properly, and then they end up getting frustrated and giving up on the product before they can actually witness the benefits of that particular product. So I'm not saying that this is not going to dry out your face. I'm just saying that it has I use a toner with alcohol, and my favorite sunscreen has alcohol, denatured alcohol as a second ingredient. I haven't had much issues, and my skin is dry. I just make sure to moisturize properly. So if you are interested in trying this toner out, especially because it has a gentle exfoliant, and maybe you haven't really dabbled in or tried out any of the exfoliating acids yet, and you want to start with this sort of treatment toner, then I would say that you do need to be careful to properly moisturize your skin, just to offset that potential that potential of the toner to dry your skin. Yes, guys, yes. Last one that I have is the one that I'm currently using, the Vichy Norma Derm Purifying Pore Tightening Toner. I really wouldn't have. I would rather you started with the Eucerin one first, because it is a lot stronger than this one. This one has both salicylic and glycolic acid, and glycolic acid is a smaller LHA that will penetrate deep onto the skin and has a potential to irritate your skin. So if you've never experimented with acids, I'd rather you start with the Eucerin toner with lactic acids before moving on. Then you gradually move on to the stronger acids. This one again has alcohol. For those of you who have tried acids and now interested in something stronger, this one has alcohol, glycolic and salicylic acid, like I've said, but I haven't found it to be irritating on my skin. I have been using it all over my skin. I spoke about it yesterday in the shorts that I did, in the shorts video that I did. I had bought it to use around these areas that are problematic on my skin. I thought I would use it as a spot treatment, but I've just been tempted to use it all over my face, and it did not break out, but purge me out just a little for the first 2 days that I used it, because it has a new acid that I hadn't used before, the glycolic acid. So it did purge me a little, but it was nothing major, and it was nothing that did not clear out within a day or two. So I use a toner with alcohol. If you want to experiment with it, your face is not gonna fall apart just because the product that you use has denatured alcohol in it. But again, I'm always going to highlight this. If there's an ingredient that you're concerned about in any of the products that you are using, monitor what it is that your skin is doing in reaction to that particular product ingredient, and then you will then decide whether you will continue or alternate or just stop using the product altogether. Just to recap, if you must have a cleanser, and if you want to have both, you want to have a hydrating and an exfoliating cleanser, I'd rather you started off with those Eucerin toners, the Eucerin Dermatoclean and the Eucerin Dermatopurifier, because they are less likely to irritate your skin. They have less problematic ingredients, and they're alcohol and fragrance. Oh no, one is alcohol and fragrance free, and the other one is just fragrance free, but has a bit of alcohol in it. I have looked at other toners. I just didn't like what I saw. Most toners are basically fragrance water with just preservatives, so I didn't like what I saw, and these were the ones that I just narrowed it down to. There's a fly, and I saw fit to come and recommend to you. So, but you still don't need a toner. If you don't feel like you want to spend the extra money, don't. You're still getting most of the ingredients in your other products anyways. Hyaluronic acid, if you look at the products that you have, is in almost all of your products. If you look at panthenol, if you look at your creams that you use in the evening, you will likely find panthenol. Twin, there's a few of the products that I haven't seen a lot, but the point I'm trying to make is most of the ingredients that are found in toners you're already getting in your other products, and they will not be more effective just because they come in a toner or a liquidy formulation. That is it. I hope this was helpful. If you found value, just hit that like so other people can see this and join our family. You know, the more the merrier. Have a good day, everybody.